I'm Mark, the director of LIFT at the London International Festival of Theatre. Obviously, with that title, I'm interested in the theatre end of this and how our thinking might actually impact on theatre making in the future. This is a really important event for LIFT. What LIFT has always, I think, tried to do is to try and look at the direction of where theatre making is going, and broadly where kind of cultural activity is going, and has over its 30-year history been incredibly inventive and innovative in developing new types of theatrical practice. It's very clear to me that the traditional model of going to a theatre, sit in the dark for 2.5 hours and passively receive culture is no longer the only model that artists and audiences are interested in, and that there is a growing network of younger artists, theatre makers, audiences who are creating work which is at that kind of crossroads between theatre, gaming, playfulness, interactivity, digital culture, and that there is an absolute voracious appetite from both audiences and theatre makers to start creating work which is much more interactive, which is much more participative. That's not to say the old model will be completely redundant. I don't think it will, but I think there's huge excitement about the potential for new models. So I've very purposefully tried to focus LIFT's activity this year in looking at work which is at the edge of all those boundaries. So we've commissioned a piece of theatre that takes you into an internet cafe for a one-on-one experience live with a performer 8,000 miles away on a beach in Sri Lanka. Using, in that particular instance, technology as a way of both collapsing distance and trying to find a new way of interaction and engagement between audiences and performers. The hide and seek weekender, which I hope some of you got to go and see, was great, and I think it was a great example of people's enthusiasm for this type of work. There were hundreds of people engaged with that project, running around various areas of the National Theatre over the weekend, collecting stupid things on umbrellas in imaginary hutongs that existed between here and Delhi. And it's absolutely self-evident that I think that the playfulness with which people are developing games is a fundamental part of developing people's creativity. For me, the next kind of step is, that's great, how do we try to take some of that work, take some of those models, take some of that thinking and apply it to developing new types of cultural content, new types of cultural product that will live in all sorts of different spaces. And I hope the next 3 days are an opportunity to do some of that thinking.